I mean, this early? Yeah, up freaking 5 minutes ago. Wow. It's gonna go on that news. Nice, Chicka Bow Wow. Nice. No?
Goat month. Let's go.
Joystick, let's go, bud. Almost got that 2 year. Dang. Polar Bear Day. It's already a bear day. However, futures, I mean, we recovered quite a bit. I will say that right now. Like, we're only down 1.8%. So we'll see. You know, I saw on Twitter, and I've been thinking this myself, but someone put it better than I did. I could have said, is Black Monday doesn't have when everybody's looking for it. You know what I mean? That shit just doesn't happen. So we could see the opposite today, the contrarian play. thing just no chill. Oh gosh. Jeez, that shouldn't have dropped freaking 20 cents. We hit 480 this morning? Did we really? I haven't caught up on it. Jeez. Quite the recovery. We'll say we'll say that. Nick, that was your price target, right? 480? Or was it? It was 480, right? You add it. Man, nice. Nice. I'm in cock hair. It's holding on pretty good. Man, I missed a fun Friday, didn't I? Shit always happens when I gotta get off the computer. Always happens. This is how I think it's gonna go, Nick. I think, obviously, I think that the markets, they're watching it, right? I think if it gets really bad, I mean, I think they probably expected a drop. This quick, probably not. Maybe they did. I don't know. But if it gets really bad, whatever really bad it is in their eyes, I think they make a deal with one of the smaller countries that gives a little hope to the market that deals are possible. Like Vietnam, right? They've already said zero tariffs. Time for you to do the same thing, kind of thing. They come out, the White House comes out and says, Vietnam, you've dropped your tariffs to zero. We'll do the same. Good deal. Free trade. If they do that, that the markets will be like, hope. And then it'll probably be enough to float us. While the real battle begins, which is like the China, the Mexico, the countries that we do a lot of trade with. That's how I think it goes down. If I was in charge and if I took that stance, that's how I would do it. So obviously I'm right. They already did that. They didn't make a deal yet. Oh, with Argentina? What deal did we make with Argentina? Mimo, you sold everything on the weekly cross? I live by it, man. It makes it easy, right? It's just simple. Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, if he feels threatened, I think the market's getting away from. Certainly, they have some kind of internal target of where they think things would head. If it gets away from them, I think that's their shore up button. I listened to the Tucker Carlson and Scott Bassett interview, and it didn't sound like they were worried about the market at all. But it did sound like deals were to be made. Anytime any of those guys come on TV, we need to be paying attention to it right now. See if anything changes, see what the thought process is. BJTX, damn. You sold your 401k. Nice, dude. The price to rebuild 1 year? Well, no, this is all forward looking, right? I mean, yes, there's tariffs, but no one's lost their job yet. No one's feeling the pain yet. It's just the market, because the market's forward looking. So it's adjusting now for what it thinks the economy will do. So, like, if today they came out and said, oh, deals across the board, tariffs are off, we would shoot up to 52-week highs today. And people that work at freaking McDonald's would have never known what happened the last 2 weeks. So the fear and the reason why the market's reacting is because if they hold up as is, where everybody's tariffing everybody, then that will lead to job cuts. And if job cuts happen, then unemployment rises. And if unemployment rises, then you got recession fears. And yeah. Well, there was a quote in that Tucker Carlson interview that I tweeted about last night because I was trying to find it and I found it. It's spot on to why they feel comfortable doing this. Spot on. Let me find it real quick. Here, I'll play it. It's spot on, and it makes sense why they feel like they can make this move.
The people who are hoping that yesterday's move will lead to a demonstrably brighter future within 4 years, is it your sincere prediction that within 4 years we'll say, actually, that kind of worked?
I believe that it's going to work. And I know that what we were doing wasn't working.
Yes.
So I think we
This isn't the part.
have to try this. And I have a high confidence ratio it's going to work. And I have a very high confidence ratio. The good news is we have President Trump's previous term when everyone said none of this was going to work. Oh,
Yeah.
the China tariffs are going to do this. They're going to cause inflation. They didn't. This is going to happen to working class. It's going to be bad for working class Americans. Well, guess what? Working class Americans, the hourly workers did better than supervisory workers. The bottom 50% of households, their net worth increased faster than the top 10% of households. And look, I'm not happy
Here, this is the part.
with what's going on in the market today, but the distribution of equities across households, the top 10% of Americans own 88% of equities, 88% of the stock market. The next 40% owns 12% of the stock market. The bottom 50 has debt. They have credit
That's
card bills.
wild
They rent
to
their
think
homes.
about.
They have auto loans, and we've got to give them some relief. That I was struck by this.
That's it right there. The top 10% of Americans own 88% of equities, 88% of the stock market. The next 40% own 12%, and the rest have debt. That's why they feel comfortable doing this. And that's why you see the polls not even changed. Because they're like, I don't feel any of this. I don't have any skin in the stock market. They'll care if they lose their job. But right now, they don't care. Yeah, once the prices increase, they'll feel it, right? But right now, like day 3 or whatever, or like a weekend, I guess, they don't feel it yet. But that headline right there, that little clip, it really summarizes why they feel comfortable doing it. That's crazy to think that 10% of Americans own 88% of the stock market. That's crazy. What will this change long term, Frank? Oh, low income, look at it slaughtered too. Everybody will. Long term, if it holds up and nothing changes, absolutely, everybody gets slaughtered. But I think that deals are trying to be made before long term. Whether if that's deals with countries, reciprocal tariffs to zero on both sides, right? Or with companies, bring in their manufacturing here. That means we're all in the top 10%. No, I think we're in the 40% that he was talking about. I mean, you might be in that top 10. What will change long term for low income? Oh, just more jobs probably. If manufacturing came here, it would just be more jobs. CVAC receives US FDA IND clearance to initiate. He goes on in that interview to break down what they think the cost of tariffs will actually be, like the actual cost. And I can't remember what he said. He said, like, if there's...
What caused you to sell 2 weeks ago?
For the cheese, it was the weekly cross. We'll go over it today. Because I know we're going to have a lot of people in chat. I know we're going to have a lot. So we'll go over it again. I'll do it as many times as I need to. Of what was my sell signal. But it was the 9 EMA and the 21 weekly crossover. Maybe, but I think missing context. While the bottom may only own 12%. The top owns... Wait, the bottom own? Oh, the middle 40. Yeah. Everyone invested in some markets through their retirement plans too. So while it's only 20% stocks represent, oh yeah, well, I mean, he said it was 40% of the country. Like that's a big chunk, right? You're talking 100 million people. It's a lot of people. It's interesting. Going back to the COVID era, from Trump on to here, we lost like 30% of our buying power from inflation, right? So this is just a different kind of losing buying power. We're losing in a different way this time. We just don't have it anymore when the market goes down. So yeah, it's just like, yeah, it's a trade-off. You can lose it as inflation, you can just lose it. Oh, but back to what Scott Bissett said, I think they said that they expect 20% of whatever tariff, or was it 10? It was a much lower number than the actual. So like, if a tariff is 30%, they expected like 6% of that to go to consumer. Some of it eaten in the current currency exchange, some of it eaten by the sending and receiving partners working out something. So if that number gets blown out of the water, and I should go back and look and find out what that actual percent was, I think that might be our tell to if the administration changes a stance, like if their number gets blown out. I saw that, I saw that someone posted about it. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you the formula was right or wrong. I mean, you're talking a bunch of squiggly line letters. I was like, I don't know. But I did see someone post about that. It is crazy to think that 50% of Americans don't have a dime in the stock market. 40% own 12%. And 10% own 88% of the stock market. That is wild. Kind of sickening, actually. A lot of people are afraid of losing money. I don't think that's it. I don't think they have extra money to put into the stock market. You think a dude working at McDonald's or whatever can put money into the stock market, man? That's shit. Shit's expensive. People are just trying to make ends meet for years. Glenn fired before. Flake. We're looking at pre-market buys and sells in the stock market here. We're just waiting for a setup. News comes every 30 minutes, so in about 3 minutes, we're going to get a news dump and hopefully find a stock that's moving. Right now, BJDX had a nice move early, but now MACD's crossed down. I'm not really going to trade against it on a day like this. There's definitely no euphoria going on. So I've got to really be patient, really wait for nice setups if I'm playing to the long side, which is easier for me to do. It's a little harder to short, and I can't short most things that are not a large cap. Your parents never invested a penny into the stock market? I talked to my buddy yesterday. I'm starting to get the phone calls, right? That's when you know the fear is here. And his mom bought him like $1,000. I think he said this is like $2,000 worth of a stock. It was some like environmental friendly fund, whatever. In 2002, I think it was. I'm like, this is a conversation. He hasn't looked at it in 20 some years, right? He's like, yeah, my mom bought me this stuff like in 2002. Yeah, I haven't even opened up to look at it. It's probably worth like $4,000, $5,000. I'm like, dude, that's probably worth like $20,000. You need to open that shit up right now. He opens it up, worth $26,000. I'm like, go, mom. You have Google from 2000? Jeez. Wait. Like what part of 2000? Like the year 2000? Wait. When did it start trading? 2005? Or are you just saying, oh, you're being facetious? Okay, gotcha. Like, what stock do we buy now that 20 years from now we're like, oh, yeah, thanks, mom. Now I'm a millionaire. It's probably some AI play that we don't know about. Or my guess is robotics. I think the next meta after the Made in America meta will be robotics. All right, 7:30 news. TGTX. Vero. ZVRA. Bigger float. BJDX. This is what I'm talking about. A little fake 5-minute cock there, all the way to 10. What is that? 03. It's hard to trade against that MACD. Trick shot robot. So if we're just talking scenarios here, if manufacturing comes to the United States, well, we don't have the workers to fill those jobs right now, unless people get off, the sidelines and get into the workforce again, which probably doesn't happen. Well, how do you fill those manufacturing jobs? Robots. It has to. And then that's how you get your cheap goods out of the United States. Like, that's always been the hit against manufacturing in the United States. It costs so damn much. We don't have cheap labor. We're not paying $2 a week like some third world country has. How do you get cheap labor in the United States? Robots. And that's the robot meta. Do you think we're going to SPY 355? I don't have a level that I think, all right, let me put it in perspective. Let's back up a bit in the market. How big was this pullback and what was it from? Was it just like, this is 26. We had a 26% pullback in 2022. I knew it was bad, but I didn't realize it was that bad. It was just the frog in the pot. Okay. So this is Russia invading Ukraine, right? This was 30%. I thought I did this yesterday. It was 20%. All right, this is 36%. Russia invading Ukraine. This is V-shaped recovery, though, right? What's worse? Russia invading Ukraine. Now, hindsight, everybody thought this is going to lead to potentially World War III, right? Russia invading Ukraine, which would have been probably worse, definitely worse than just everybody taxing everybody. And the fear of an escalated war